Hello and welcome to my whiskey den. And today we are talking about barrel age experiment number 2. This is Ben's blend. So let's hit that high note.
Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3. Let's get some more. Clap your hands. Some more. Just give some more.
And we're back. And so Ben, since this is your lovely creation, let's hear about what happened in the barrel and how it came to be to where it's at right now.
Okay. Started with, actually got it right here, a little 2-liter barrel that I get from, oh goodness, what's the name of the place? Oak Barrels Limited out of Texas. And I first bottled Buffalo Trace White Dog in this, their weeded mash bill, blended a little bit of their mash number 1 with that as well. So technically it was a 4-grain bourbon. I'd aged that for, I think, somewhere between 6 to 8 months, something like that. I had bottled that, and then it sat around for a little bit while I decided what I was going to do next. Wanted to go after kind of a drum, Ardbeg drum creation. So I had a handle of Appleton Estate rum, refilled it with that rum, let that sit for several weeks. The rum really, I thought, matured nicely, picked up some nice notes from the bourbon in the barrel. Bottled that, so that's what you're sampling right now. And then it was refilled with Ardbeg 10-year, and I just bottled that today. So, and that's turned out really nice as well.
Now you said this was 6 months in the little mini barrel?
No, the bourbon was about 6
The
months
bourbon.
in the mini barrel.
Yeah,
And then the rum went probably about 8 weeks, somewhere right in there.
But 6 months seems like a long time, but I guess it was new. And was it a new barrel when you did that?
It was a new barrel.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was, again, their White Dog. So that had, plenty of time to really, or trying to give it time to get some kind of maturity to it, but
I get
without
you.
over oaking it. But
Then that makes sense. I get you completely on that then.
So did you test the ABV after this on the rum?
I did. That's what it went in at 40%. It came out at 42.
Okay.
So it was in that 8 weeks. It went up just a smidge there.
All right. I need to get a taste. I just had no liquor on my palate, and I needed to get something in there for a second. So I'm gonna jump into some noses here.
I wish I had a sample of the original Appleton to send to you guys so you could compare it, but it was really light, really simple, just some little apple notes, little notes oak, but a good basic rum. But I think this added a lot of depth and complexity to it.
Yeah, it's just apple and vanilla, and it's real dense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the just what you said, the vanilla. I was almost getting like a creamy note, like a really creamy vanilla, and like you said, it seems thick.
Yeah. It's got a pretty good set of legs on it.
Jesus, for my drink, it's still up there.
Yeah.
She's hanging out. That's good. A little bit of like a spicy, like nutmeggy note, but not very heavy. Kind of just light in the background.
Yeah, a little bit of baking spice. I get some toasted coconut.
That's when I train my nose to kind of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ben. I didn't mean to cut you off.
A little bit of a cola note in there too.
Cola, I get for sure.
More on the palate.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But the coconut, it's kind of like black licorice. I steer my nose away from it.
Wow. This could be very dangerous.
Yeah, that's what I sat down last night with a glass of this, an ice cube and a little splash of lime, and it was really enjoyable.
Oh man, yeah, because the cola, and it's not acidic at all. And it's not flat. It's not the stale cola. It's that cola flavor, and it's just wow.
Yeah, almost like a cola syrup.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's what I was gonna say. It's like a syrup. It's not like the actual like a soda. You get the soda cola flavor, but it is more like a syrupy, thicker mixture. Nice vanilla. kind of almost like a vanilla Coke. Like for part of it in there, like obviously like flatter, not all fizzy and carbonated, but like it's got a nice dose of vanilla on the mouthfeel.
It does. This would be another one I'd like to substitute this in some baking. Just because of that vanilla and that little bit of spice and that little apple note, that would be really interesting.
Yeah, these 4 or 5 notes are really kind of put together well and very concise in what they are. Like they're defined well. Like we're saying, I'm thinking there's only 4 or 5 notes in here because you do get some barrel in it, but it really does, like, they come through. Like there's no questioning what the flavors you're getting are.
No,
right.
Yeah,
no. I think the goal was to improve a very base, simple rum, and I think mission accomplished on that.
Yeah,
with this, for sure.
I would think so as well. It's been a long time since I've had Appleton, but I do not remember enjoying it like this.
No, it kind of rounds it, and it, like you said, it's just enough baking spice, like a hint in the background and a hint of barrel note.
Yeah, at
the end, but not very strong. It really is that vanilla and kind of cola flavor that come through. So I can see, like you said, it's almost like a rum and Coke where, like you said, you just splashed in some lime and an ice cube. It's like, well, I don't really need the Coke. I'm just a little squeeze of this and, give it a little extra layer and really see where it goes.
A rum and Coke without the calories.
Yeah. Well, that's
you've invented a new diet.
That's just what I was like. You know what? That sounds like that could really get to some people. That's a whole branding campaign right there. Rum and Coke without the calories. You don't even need to mix it. Just poof. Yeah, I could see branding that and moving forward with it. That's pretty sweet. Ooh, excuse me.
You get a little bit of a creamy coffee note on the finish. Because that's something I pick up a little bit on, like a caramel coffee note right on the finish.
A little bit.
Just a bit. I don't even say coffee, but I'm getting a little bit of the caramel. Coffee, a little bit more on the aftertaste after some air starts hitting it for me. When it starts to dry out a bit.
Right.
Then I get like a hint of it. It's just a vanilla creamy cola thing. It's just kind of so... Yeah. Like I wasn't thinking dangerous at first, but now that I'm like almost, better pour another bit. I don't have enough to cheers everybody at the end of the review.
It's a really easy drinking.
Yes.
Yeah. This is another one where, once again, like when Mike and I reviewed the last rum we did, where Ben was in an undisclosed location, could have been jail. We don't know where he was. Breaking curfew and all those things, but the other one I think had some more fruit notes to it. But once again, nothing like the standard Captain and Coke or Admiral or like the 10 big things they'll try to sell you at a normal bar. This is much more subtle and kind of nuanced with what's going on. Like I said, but I think these flavors are almost bolder than the añejo we had from Havana Club. Like those were in there, but they weren't as like bold statements as what this is. No,
that Havana Club, it reminded me so much of a really good homemade vanilla that somebody made, and that's not a knock on it at all. It was very well blended, very very round, no real major peaks in the flavor, but and did really well as a substitute for vanilla in cookies and banana bread. So this may find itself doing that as well.
Everyone has a liquor baking section, like that. I feel like that could be the whole bakery section could have a whole nother like little aisle to it where it's like, this is the liquor baking section.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like this has all different flavors and you would not believe it. So
this is good.
Yeah, and I think it's really fun because you're messing around with these barrels like this, and the whole intention is to season the barrel for Scotch, but you get the side benefit of having a really nice rum, improved rum to come out of it.
Right.
Same thing I've done when I've aged sherry. The sherry came out almost like a 20-year tawny port. And, I was expecting to toss the sherry in a previous barrel, but that turned out fabulous as well. So even if you're planning to just season the barrel to age some bourbon or scotch or something else, man, that rum or tequila or anything else you're using to season it with is usually reaping the benefits of the barrel as well. So
Yeah.
Heck yeah, and this is the second one you guys have come up with that is really nice. And you said the process you were doing was layering to make something that rivaled the drum when you were taking the Ardbeg 10 out here.
Yeah.
And I'd say I think you're probably gonna be very close. Maybe not as coconutty as drum, but I was gonna say I think other stuff in here is definitely gonna like lean into that Ardbeg with the cola vanilla. I think that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
it's I can go ahead and tell you the samples I took this morning. It's fantastic. I think you guys have already seen what I shared about it, but that one's going to be that one is just amazing. So
that barrel now that you've dumped the Ardbeg out of it, what's going in next?
that's where I'm debating because it's had bourbon, rum, now Ardbeg 10, and I really want to see what peat adds to a rye.
Yeah.
So I'm really thinking about rye, but I've also leaned towards taking some Balcones single malt and putting in there and adding those peat notes to that single malt, and then going with the rye. So I don't know. I got some ideas kicking. I'm going to see probably in the next week or two, which direction I go. But
I like that. I think I like the rye because we were talking about peated ryes before, where it's like it's extra spicy and then like the smoky, rich depth. And this, if it even takes some of the rum with it, I mean, that could be a hell of a creamy cola add-on in there if that holds through it. Yeah. That could be fucking phenomenal. Okay.
Well, that's my two that I have going on right now. Both of them are going to have rye in them, and I'm trying to figure out which ryes because I'm going to do a high proof rye because I want them to really pull the stuff out. But one barrel is full of rum, and after 2 weeks, only lost a little bit out of it. But the rum that came out is, I like it. It picked up some nice color and some nice flavor. And the other one is full of tawny port. So I'm going to shoot for a version of Midwinter's Dram with the tawny port, and with the rum and the rye. That one I gotta think about a lot because I'm really thinking about leaving the rum in there an extra long time to just really I know it can only soak in there so much. Yeah. But I'm going to leave it just as wet as can be when I put that rye in there too. Okay. To try to influence it, but
try to pull some more out of it. I dig that.
So we'll have a big rye barrel party.
I like that quite a bit.
Yeah, I think I was leaning towards the Knob Creek 120 rye.
Oh.
If I go rye because same thing, high proof, but also what I'm finding the last couple barrels I've done, I'm aging in my garage. And the environment there, it's driving the proof up. If I put them under the house, the proof goes down. But the Ardbeg that I barreled today, it came in at 110 proof after 2 months. So that's a nice little jump.
Yeah,
I like that. I was like going up and up. But yeah, for experiment number 2, this is pretty damn delicious.
Yeah.
So I think we'll call her there for the review on this one. But I want to remind people that coming up this weekend, we're doing another thing like we did last weekend where we had Mark Townsend from Silver Fox Distillery on. We're going to be Friday night. It's big excitement. We'll have another release video for this, but we're going to be bringing Andrew Card on, and we're going to be doing whiskey and wrestling. I believe Friday night, 8:00. Stop in, tell us
be there.
Exactly. Be there. Tell us your best moments or things you remember, like your favorite moments in wrestling. We're going to be talking about it. Stop in. We'll pull you on the stream. We'll put the link up in the chat. We'll bring you on. You tell us your favorite moment, and maybe at the end of the night, we'll try to rank what we think are some of the top 5 moments that were brought up in wrestling history. Because a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't like wrestling." Well, you're really a closet fan. We all know that everybody at some point in your lifetime is a fan of wrestling.
As soon as you start talking, it comes out.
It starts to get.
Oh, what? Wait till we hit that one era or that one moment, and then they'll go, "Oh yeah," and then they start talking.
Yeah, and then you remember the 5 guys you really liked in like the 2 matches. So coming, stopping, then so we can crown a new champion of whiskey and wrestling memories. So
yeah!
we will see you then. And then the Monday after that, the 11th, the Baum brothers are coming on. We'll be talking to them about stuff they have down in Galena, Illinois. Their rye is something really exciting. Not that I don't like the bourbon. I like the bourbon. Rye was really surprising. And they were cool enough that when they were starting out, they had their release be, I think it's Notter bourbon, where they're just being honest, like, this is not ours. Like, I love the marketing on that before they got to their own releases. I just think that's honestly fun. So everyone out there, you guys have a good day. Remember, it's not the size of the den that matters. It's the love of whiskey. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3.